We have two new bits of news on the Rashee Rice drama. Really, today it's just one bit of news on the Rashee Rice drama, but I didn't think there was anything substantial enough about the news that he had been sentenced to make a video about, because really there's nothing there for me to analyze. But in today's video, we do have a little bit of extra information, and then I want to talk about something at the end of things that could be worth talking about because of what they might mean for the Kansas City Chiefs. It is difficult, I think, for the Chiefs to really take into account what this is going to mean until they have a suspension length. I am pulling up the schedule real quick because here we go. Week 1 against the Chargers, Week 2 against the Eagles, Week 3 against the Giants, Week 4 against the Ravens. Everyone who talks about this suspension is pretty sure 4 weeks is kind of the minimum. I think that 6 weeks is the most likely, which would put Rashee Rice out for the Jaguars and the Lions as well. But I think we have to understand that there's a possibility that 8 weeks is on the table, which would mean that he would also miss the Raiders and the Commanders. The Raiders and the Commanders, I think, are two games the Chiefs should win. I am expecting a bit of a pullback on the Commanders' I don't think the Commanders will be quite as good this season as they were last year. I think last year they were a bit of a surprise in the playoffs, and oftentimes after one of those seasons, you see a little bit of a regression. But we do have the sentence here, and I wanted to get through some of this. Chiefs Rashee Rice participating in training camp despite jail sentence. Rashee Rice will be a full participant in training camp, Kansas City Chiefs coach Andy Reid said Sunday, 3 days after the standout wide receiver was sentenced to 30 days in jail after authorities said he and another speeding driver caused a chain reaction crash that left multiple people injured on a Dallas highway last year. Whether he will be able to fully participate in the regular season remains to be seen. Reid said on the eve of camp beginning that he has not been told by the NFL whether Rice will serve a suspension, though it is widely expected. NFL spokesperson Brian McCarthy acknowledged last week, "We have been closely monitoring all developments in the matter, which remains under review. We're going to progress as normal with him," Reid said on campus of Missouri Western State University. "He'll go in and take all the reps that he'll normally take. We always rotate that position. Depending on what happens here with the future, whoever needs to play, will step in and know what they are doing and be in good shape to do it." Rice pleaded guilty to two-thirds. I can't read today. Rice pleaded guilty to 2 third-degree felony charges on collision involving serious bodily injury and racing on a highway causing bodily injury in the March 30th, 2024 crash. As part of the plea agreement, prosecutors said Rice was sentenced to 5 years of deferred probation on 30 days jail as a condition of his probation. This is pretty troubling. 30 days of jail. Will he be eating right in jail? Will he be conditioning in jail? Lots of time there, an entire month for things to go awry for the young wide receiver. The Dallas County District Attorney's Office said that the 25-year-old Rice, who will have some flexibility regarding when he must serve the jail time, was also required to pay the victims for their out-of-pocket medical expenses, which totaled about $115,000. Rice was driving a Lamborghini Urus SUV at 119 miles per hour when he made multiple aggressive maneuvers around traffic and struck other vehicles, prosecutors said. Oh, man. all the times that I was driving my Lamborghini Urus SUV at 119 miles an hour down the highway when I was 24 years old, I was never dumb enough to do all of these things. After the crash on North Central Expressway, prosecutors said Rice failed to check on the welfare of those other vehicles and fled on foot. That'll do it. That's not great. Rice said in a statement issued by his attorney that he's had a lot of sleepless nights thinking about the damages my actions caused, and I will continue working within my means to make sure that everyone impacted will be made whole. So this is I want to put it out there that I do give Rashee Rice the benefit of the doubt. I don't remember any red flags like this coming out of college. I remember there were a few attitude type red flags around Rashee Rice coming out of college, but I don't remember anything like this being on there. And we haven't seen him do anything dumb since. So maybe he has learned from the experience. This is just the same article again. So I have a couple talking points here about what this might mean for the Kansas City Chiefs. And if we're going to start anywhere, let's start with the most selfish take that we can as Chiefs fans. Again, this is not a nice talking point, so don't hold it against me. But if you're looking for the long-term viability of the Kansas City Chiefs dynasty, this might not be the worst-case scenario. Rashee Rice has no 1,000-yard seasons. Rashee Rice has no Pro Bowls, but he does have an AP Offensive Rookie of the Year. So he'll have one real season to earn himself some money on that second contract. Look, Rashee Rice is entering his third season. If he is suspended 4 to 8 games for his third season with 0 1,000-yard seasons or Pro Bowls, etc., then that gives him very little time to make an actual mark and get himself real money in free agency. Now, I think that he will, once he hits free agent status, get quite a bit of money. But I do think that the fact that he will have 3 seasons where one was pretty good, his rookie season, pretty good. Last year, injured. This year, suspended, giving him one opportunity to really make some money before he hits the free agent market. This is not a nice talking point, but it does give the Kansas City Chiefs, I think, a little bit more room in order to re-sign Rashee Rice should he be on their wish list in 2027. So that's what that is. Another thing worth talking about here, Xavier Worthy and Jalen Royals will be the focus of the offense for 4 to 8 weeks. This will only serve to benefit their development, only serve to benefit the development of the offense, and it will pay dividends as soon as the playoffs start. Here's the big question here. Do any of us think? So last year, the Chiefs lost Rashee Rice, lost Hollywood Brown, and went 15-2. Now, you can have some argument, like the video this morning did, about whether or not the Kansas City Chiefs will win the division. But do any of us believe that if Rashee Rice is not absent from the team, but is instead suspended for 8 games, the Kansas City Chiefs will not make the playoffs? Do any of us believe that? So, assuming they do make the playoffs, seeding is a big deal, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. If you can get your second-year wide receiver Xavier Worthy and your rookie wide receiver Jalen Royals all of this experience leading up to the playoffs, make the playoffs, and be at full capacity in the playoffs because Rashee Rice has in that time returned, and Xavier Worthy and Jalen Royals have all of that experience behind them, I think that behooves the Kansas City Chiefs. We see this oftentimes with early season injuries for the Kansas City Chiefs. It seems that these things kind of kind of stack up on the Chiefs, whether it's early season injuries or suspensions that leave the Chiefs in better shape later in the season. This next talking point is an extension of the previous talking point, but I think that it is a separate talking point. I don't think Sky Moore makes the roster this year. I just don't. Rashee Rice suspension, no Rashee Rice suspension. Last year, they didn't have Rashee Rice or Hollywood Brown, and they told Sky Moore, go get yourself cut open. Go get surgery. We don't care, right? So that's one spot that everyone moves up on this depth chart. And this means that the bottom of the depth chart, should the Chiefs decide to take 7 wide receivers into the season because Rashee Rice is suspended, this is what the depth chart might look like. Xavier Worthy, number 1, Hollywood Brown, number 2, Jalen Royals, number 3, Juju Smith-Schuster, number 4. I'm not positive Juju makes the team, but I think it's a pretty good bet because Reed does like to have some vets around. Tyquan Thornton, number 5, Nico Remigio, number 6, Elijah Badger, number 7. This would mean the entire bottom 3 on this roster are, well, they're training camp darlings for yours truly. But I think that they are guys that people would be genuinely interested to see on the field. Who doesn't want to watch Nico Remigio on the field, right? And then you have Elijah Badger and Tyquan Thornton. Elijah Badger with a 4.4 40-yard dash, Tyquan Thornton in the 4.2s. So all of these players, I think, who doesn't root for Juju Smith-Schuster, right? This would be a very interesting 7 deep wide receivers. Is what it is. I just thought I would throw some thoughts out there on the Rashee Rice situation. That is what I have for this video. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other Kansas City Chiefs fans. And if you were here by chance but not design, consider hitting the subscribe button to stick around for more videos in the future. And as always, I hope to have you back for the next one.